Here comes Captain America Comics #1. The reason why you guys are watching this video. How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. So, I think I got something here that you guys are gonna like. I have a bunch of CGC books I got in a collection. And yes, the thumbnail's true. I did get a Captain America Comics #1. Yes, Golden Age Captain America Comics, not Silver Age, not modern, Golden Age. The very cover where Captain America's punching Hitler in the face, right? Yes, that is in here, along with some other really cool Golden Age Supermans, and just there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's some modern stuff in here too. I spent close to $12,000 on this collection right here, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, like this collection, like a lot of times when I'm dealing with people, I'll go back and forth emails forever sometimes. Sometimes it's real quick. I try to make them as quick as possible, like straight to the point. Usually what I ask is like, what are you looking to get for them? And they'll say number, and then that way I can just instantly say yes or no. Like, oh, that's too much, right? And then it doesn't work out, or we haggle. Sometimes people say, what can you offer me? And I'm like, okay. And I usually have to price out everything, and it goes back and forth sometimes, usually like trying to find, because they want their money. I explain to them right away. I'm like, look, I have overhead to have to pay. I have fees I have to pay, all this stuff I have to pay, so I can't buy it at cost. Right? I can't. I would be broke. Because even if I say it's a $1,000 book and I buy it for $1,000, by the time I sell it on eBay or wherever, I'm losing like 10% eBay fees, then payment processing fees at 3%. It's like I'm out 13% just like that. Like, so, and I'm like, look, if you wanted to sell it, you would literally be out 13% to begin with. So it's like, even if you gave me a 13% discount, like I would still just be breaking even. Like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And I always tell them, like, look, I can give you other options. If you don't want to go with me, I'm like, here are other options. Like, I always try to like do what's best for like try to help them out. Like, if it's like a collection that I'm not really interested in, or it's like they want to know how to sell it, and I'm like, look, I can't pay you what you want, but here are some other ways you can do it. And sometimes they ask me, it's like, well, should I keep this book, or what should I do? And I'm honest. I'll be like, look, I'll buy that book from you, but personally, I would keep it if you don't need to sell it. That's what I always tell people. If you don't have to sell your comics, don't sell them. They're going to be worth more in the future, in general. So this one, we went back and forth a lot. And I think he even like stepped away from the deal and was like, eh. And I was like, all right, well, my offer still stands. And then like a month later, he came back and was like, oh, I have these other books as well that I'm looking to sell. Does our offer still stand? And then what can you give me with these other books? So I was like, okay, well, the original stuff was this. And he's like, well, I sold one book. And I'm like, okay, well, then I'll subtract this for that one book you did. And then these new books, I'll give you this. And then we went back and forth a little bit. And then he like disappeared for a little bit. And then he came back and was like, okay, I'll do the deal. Right? And a lot of times I think people do that because they're like, oh, that offer seems too low, or it's not good enough. It's not what I want in my mind. And because that's how most people think, it's like, this book is worth $1 billion, and it's like, look, it's not. Like, here's sales data, right, to back up everything I'm claiming. And so then, he probably went away. He probably went to other dealers and probably looked up on like eBay and Heritage and all that stuff to see what they sell for, and probably looked into like selling to Heritage or something like that. And it's like, oh, they're going to take 35% and they throw it in an auction, which means it could go for like 50% of its value. And then realize, oh, I guess, David is making a fair deal. So came back and he's like, okay, let's do this deal. And I was like, okay. And so, every deal I do, you have to ship them to me first. I'm a business. Like, you can look up my reputation. I'm not going to send someone a check and then hope that they send it to me. Been burned before. Don't do that. All right? And I'm willing to walk away from a deal, which I have many times, where people are like, how about you send me the money first or half up front, and then I'll send it to you. And I'm like, nope, sorry. When I was younger, I did that, got burned, but no more, not doing that anymore. I'm a business, this is what I do for a living. So I'm sorry, this is how I do things. Send them to me first. I'll look them over to make sure everything's legit, because a lot of times people send stuff and it's like restored, and it's just like, what? And then so I look it over to make sure it's legit. Then I send you the money. Boom. So we're gonna go through these. This is some cool stuff, right? Stuff I don't get in that often. So let's go through them. Okay, let's get into this massive collection here. Let's see what we start off with. We got an Action Comics number 20. Look at that. Yeah, I told you there's good stuff in here. Yeah, this book's pretty cool. Very old Superman cover. I mean, these old actions are pretty rare. But I got something even more rare than that. Yes. Feast your eyes on this. Detective Comics 34. This is pre-Robin stuff. Do you have any idea how rare this stuff is? Man, this is like, the interesting thing is, like, when I first started in this business almost 13 years ago, I would see this kind of stuff all the time. We had a Detective 28 we got, a coverless. And it's like, and now it's like, oh my gosh, I would love to have a Detective 28, second Batman. But it's like, back when I first started, there's just, it was so much easier to get books. It's just how expensive things have gotten. This book right here is going to run you like $3-4 grand, right? It doesn't even have Batman on the cover. Well, I mean, other than this little logo up there. But it's just crazy how expensive things are. I used to pick up these books all the time, and it wasn't that hard to get. Here we go, another old detective, number 54. Pretty cool. Robin's always captured. He's worthless. I'm joking. He's not worthless. Another here. This is a really good key. Second appearance of the Riddler, Detective 142. Now, this book, along with 140, which is the first Riddler, has been blowing up like crazy because the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson and I forget the director's name. Matt Reeves? No, I'm crazy. Maybe, yeah, Matt Reeves. They're doing with the Riddler. It's not gonna be Jim Carrey. Here we go, another pretty good book, and this is 9/8, right? 9/8. Yep, 9/8, highest grade, Justice League 63. Yeah, like how cool is that? It's nice getting these high grades in. Here we go. Got Victory Comics number 1. Oops. Just an old Golden Age. It's slight restored. Not that bad though. Here we go. Origin of Uncle Sam, U.S. Quarterly. Uncle Sam Quarterly number 1. Slight restoration. Old label. Look how weird those labels looked. All small and dingy. These aren't in any particular order. Here we go. We got Superman 38 in a 6.5. Pretty decent grade for such an old Golden Age. This collection is mostly Golden Age. There's a couple modern stuff, but that's how people collect sometimes. This one is a pretty nice 6.5. But that's how some people collect. Some people, they have lots of stuff. It's not just straight one thing. Some people are just like, oh, I only want Superman, I only want Batman. I know people are like that, and they try to get that run. But then other people, they like all sorts of stuff. This one is in a weird bag. Whatever. Here we go. An old Action Comics. Action Comics 24. Very cool. It's PGX though. Ugh. So once again, I don't know what to do with this stuff. Should I crack it out, take a chance? Because PGX, many times you crack them out and it's like, oh, missing a page, we didn't catch it. Oh well, now you're screwed. So that's the thing that sucks about PGX. Here we go. Millie the Model, number 3, Marvel Comics. This is kind of a humor-ish type thing, kind of like an Archie knockoff. Not Archie knockoff, but in the same vein as Archie. Man, this is stuck in here. Here we go. Spirit number 7. The Spirit was very popular in the old Golden Age stuff. I believe he had a radio show and all that stuff. And he was in the pulps, right? This predates comics for the most part. They had a movie of the Spirit. Very interesting art style of the movie, which I kind of liked. But I think I fell asleep during it. Came out years ago. Many, many years ago. Almost 20 years ago, I think. All right, here we go. We got the Owl number 1. I know absolutely nothing about this character. It's a Golden Age Gold Key character. It's a 9.6 though. Probably wasn't that popular. That's why I've never heard of him, and he probably faded away from Golden Age to Silver Age to Bronze and so forth. All right, we got Classic Illustrated 63. This is Hearn 62, which means it's the first print. And the way you tell with these Classic Illustrateds if their first print is you see the number, so the number 63, then you'll look on the back and they'll have a printing of every single comic they've ever done, and it goes all the way to the number before. So this is issue 63. You look down and it goes all the way to issue 62 on the back, which means that this is the first print. They reprinted these many, many times. So this could say Hearn, like say 115. You'd look down here and you go, oh, it goes all the way down to 114 on the back. Sometimes it's the inside cover or inside back cover. And if you look and it goes all the way down to 115, yet this is labeled, labeled 63 up at the top. That means it's a reprint. But since it doesn't have this number 63 on the back, it means you're good. This is the first print. So that's how you tell. It's very confusing, but yeah. All right, here we go. Got a modern comic book sketch cover of Lex Luthor, Superman Unchained, 9.8. Another modern, or I guess Copper Age book, X-Men 176 and a 9.8. We are getting close to the whole enchilada, the reason why you guys are watching this. Here we go, just a Super Mysteries comic number 6. Nothing spectacular about this. I mean, it's missing a page. What are you gonna do? Send it to PGX, I guess. Maybe they won't. I'm just joking. All right, here we go. Flash Gordon, 9.8. This, of course, is a later edition of Flash Gordon, the Gold Key edition. Or is it King's Comic? Let me see. King's Comic, my bad. There's another old Golden Age, older than this, but this is the 1966? 1966, yep. 1966, Flash Gordon. But it's a 9.8. That's good. Sometimes these things. All right, here we go. Hulk number 1. Too bad it wasn't the Silver Age Hulk number 1. It's pretty good because it is the first Red Hulk, which I think will be appearing in the MCU later. So that's why I wanted this book. It's a 9.8. And here we go. Are you guys ready? You ready for the big book? Are you ready for the Captain America Comics number 1? I hope you are ready. And here it comes. I'm not going to show you yet. Here it comes. Captain America Comics number 1. The reason why you guys are watching this video. Here it is. Yay. It is actually just a page. It is a solo page. Captain America 6th page. Here you can see Captain America on the back, battling and doing whatever they do. Yeah. So, sorry if it's a little maybe clickbaity, but it is a Captain America Comics number 1. Do you have any idea how expensive a Captain America Comics number 1 would be if I had the actual thing, even if it was restored or not restored? You're looking at tens and 20s and 30s and thousands of dollars, right? So, no, I could not afford one of those. But I did get a page. And it's interesting that pages sell for a decent amount. This looks like it was just torn out. It's cool that it does have Captain America and Bucky on the back. I do like that. But it is, let's see if we can see. There you go. You can read all about it. First appearance, Captain America and Bucky. First Red Skull. Joe Simon, Jack Kirby art. And there you have it. There's the Captain America #1. It's a page. I think if you had an unrestored copy, I'm just going off the top of my head, you're going to be in like 100,000 for probably like a 2.0, maybe 3.0, somewhere in there. So there's no way I could afford an unrestored version. I wish. But yeah, they're super expensive. I've only had one Captain America comics in my entire life. Like I said, it was easier getting these old Golden Age back in the day compared to it is now. And I think I sold it for like 50,000, 53 or something like that. And it was a 2.5, 3.5, something like that. And man, I wish I would have just forgot about that one and then later found it, because now they're in the hundreds of thousands. So, but yeah, so there's my Captain America comics #1. It's just a page, but it's still there. Like always, I'll link to my website down below, collectorscomics.com. All this stuff ends up going on our website, so if you see anything that you like, let me know. And yeah, if you want to check out my music is also down below. My band's name is Love Angeles. I'm all over any social media, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Yeah, and have a great day.